The Charismatic Charlie Wade. Chapter 20.
When Wendell fled the scene, Harold was walking into the hall along with his sister, Wendy, and her fiancé, Gerald. Walking next to Gerald was a young man in a smart suit. There was a slight facial resemblance between the two of them. When Harold met Wendell head-on, he hurriedly approached him and said, "Hey, Wendell. When I came in just now, I heard that something happened to your family. Is it true?" Wendell shoved him away hastily, mumbling, "I'm done, it's over, I'm done." Harold asked with concern, "Mr. Jones, what's wrong?" Wendell shook his head in panic, not daring to say anything. Right now, he had no doubt that if he said something he shouldn't, he would be a corpse lying somewhere tomorrow. Thus, he pushed Harold's hands away and ran out of the hall like his life depended on it. Harold looked the way he ran and sighed. "I bet it's really the end for the Jones family. DMN, isn't it all a little too fast? They were still fine yesterday, but they've gone bankrupt today." Then, when Harold saw Charlie and Claire, a wicked thought appeared in his mind. He went towards Claire and ushered, "Claire, let me introduce you to our distinguished guest tonight. This gentleman over here is Gerald's cousin, Kevin, the eldest son of the White family." "Kevin, this is my cousin, Claire," Harold said to Kevin with a coy smile. Ever since Kevin walked into the hall, he had been locking his gaze at Claire at all times. Upon Harold's introduction, he quickly extended his hand and said, "Claire, hi. I've heard all about the gorgeous beauty of the Wilson family. Your reputation precedes you." There was a trace of annoyance in Charlie's eyes. This was the unfortunate perks of having a beautiful wife. Suitors would come in all directions like flies, and he couldn't stop chasing them away. Thus, he stepped forward, shook hands with Kevin, and said coldly, "Hi, I'm Claire's husband." "You?" Kevin eyed Charlie from head to toe, disdain oozing from his expression. He retracted his hand and said flatly, "I didn't know Claire was married. Such a waste for a beauty like her marrying someone like you." Wendy hurriedly said, "Kevin, the loser is our family's live-in son-in-law. He does not have a job nor any skills." Then, she winked at Kevin and continued, "After Gerald and I get married, we will be one big family then. Let's get together more often." Of course, Kevin knew what she meant instantly. She was encouraging him to pursue Claire. He smiled and said, "Miss Claire is so beautiful and elegant, I'm certainly willing to get together more often." At this moment, Charlie saw his in-laws, Elaine and Jacob, walking towards them. Elaine hastily said when she came over, "Claire, have you heard? The Jones family has gone bankrupt." "Huh?" Claire gaped in extreme shock. "When did it happen?" "Just now." Elaine continued with a sigh, "I thought that when you divorced Charlie, you can be with Wendell. From the looks of it, the plan is going out of the window." Charlie felt agitated inside. Was his mother-in-law a fool? Didn't she know that her current son-in-law was the real catch? Kevin quickly marched forward and introduced himself to Elaine. "Hi, you must be Claire's mother? I'm Gerald's cousin, Kevin. You're so beautiful, it's no wonder your daughter is as pretty and captivating as you are." Upon hearing that Kevin was Gerald's cousin, she made a quick mental calculation, eldest son of the White family, a wealthy Prince Charming. She blinked in excitement and said happily, "Yes, I'm Claire's mother. Are you Claire's friend?" Kevin nodded with a smile. "Yes, we are, but we've just met today." Joy and thrill were written all over Elaine's face. She nodded vigorously and said, "Come, let's sit. Mr. White, my Claire is beautiful. She's also as pure and honest as an angel. You youngsters should keep in touch more often." "Mom." Claire chided in agitation, interjecting her mother's words. Elaine was about to object when Claire tugged her gently and gestured to her to look at the stage. At this moment, Lady Wilson was standing in the spotlight. She looked around in astonishment before standing in front of the microphone and said with a smile, "First of all, on behalf of the Wilson family, I welcome all our friends, partners, and esteemed guests to our banquet tonight. Next, let us welcome the Vice Chairman of Emgrand Group, Doris Young, with a big round of applause." The spotlight shifted instantly, focusing its beam on the front seat. Doris was wearing a black evening gown, emphasizing her perfect body figure to everyone's eyes. She dazzled like a captivating fairy that all the men in the hall couldn't help but focus their gazes on her. The vice chairman of Emgrand Group. An absolutely stunning beauty. Each feature of hers was enough to attract everyone's attention. Doris stood up, nodding gently towards the crowd. Her glances stopped at Charlie for a short while before moving away. Then, Lady Wilson started again. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to Emgrand Group for entrusting us with such an important project. We will work our best and will not disappoint them. Next, we would also like to introduce to you an outstanding junior of our Wilson family. Elaine shrieked excitedly, "Hey, Claire. It's your turn to shine now." Although Claire had prepared herself mentally to get on stage, she was still very nervous. Charlie cast a look of encouragement at her. Harold looked askance at the delighted Claire with a sneer at the corner of his mouth. Lady Wilson looked at their table too, smiling before she opened her mouth to speak again. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be able to collaborate with Emgrand Group. After much consideration from our board of directors, we've decided to elect him as the director of our Wilson Group and be solely responsible for the project with Emgrand Group. Let us welcome the new director of Wilson Group, Harold Wilson. Claire froze like a statue instantly. She shifted her gaze in disbelief, but saw Harold went on stage with the cocky smile on his face. A layer of ice immediately hovered beneath Charlie's eyes. How dare they burn the bridge after crossing it? After gaining their benefits thanks to Claire, the Wilson family had immediately ditched her regardless of her feelings. Claire's eyes suddenly turned red, tears flooding in her eyes. Next, she stood up and ran out of the door without a second glance back. For her, the fall must be as devastating as the happiness she was in when she first arrived. Charlie groaned even more as he watched her leave. "How dare you bully my wife? I'll kill you." Harold stood on the stage and said proudly, "Thank you for the honor. I'll do my best as the new director and also accomplish the project with Emgrand Group perfectly." Lady Wilson nodded with satisfaction. She took over the microphone and said, "There is one more important matter for the banquet tonight, that is, we are honored to have invited the new chairman of Emgrand Group, Mr. Wade. Please welcome him with a generous applause." Thunderous applause echoed across the hall. All the guests tonight were here to see the new chairman of Emgrand Group. They couldn't wait to see his true self. Everyone was looking around like meerkats, anticipating to see who would stand up at this moment. Someone even said, "I suspect that the mysterious chairman is the same mysterious rich man in Emerald Court." Yes, I think so too. His back looks unfamiliar. I don't think he is one of the upper-class social circle in Oris Hill. Oh my God. Does that mean the chairman of Emgrand Group is the most powerful super-rich person in Oris Hill? Arg, I can't wait to see his face. Under the thunderous applause and the eager attention of the people, Charlie, with a cold face, slowly stood up.